got freeze. No, please. Okay, so we'll I started recording, right? Yes, file system. Okay, yes, file system. Yeah, of course, this is about a partition. Okay, so I already showed a partition. Then, okay, any partition, you take a partition. Why we need a partition? To store data. To store data, either it is an operating system or an applications or drivers, music files, video files, or documents. To store data. Better to store in separate drives. Not only hard disk drive, different storage things are there. Okay, for example, pen drives, hard disks, pen drives, SSDs, external hard disk, CD-ROM, DVD. These are all devices on there. So you have to arrange the data, the device. I have a files. Okay, I want to arrange the device in the partition or a device in proper way. Why should we arrange properly? To save space, right? You arrange properly, lot of space can utilize better way. Okay. So point is arrange the data according to the your file system in the device or a partition. Store data in the device. To store the data in the device, we need a file system. In Windows, we use NTFS or FAT. We are using Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 7. NTFS mainly we are using. Okay. Earlier days, Windows NT 2000 time, FAT is also we are used. Okay. So depends upon one to another one. People use FAT also. Nowadays, we are all using NTFS only. Still, we are using FAT also. FAT is also there. One FAT 32 partition. In FAT, variations are there. Highest one is FAT 32. FAT 32 partition. Support a single partition size is 32 GB only. Taken a partition. See like this. This is 132 GB here only. Okay, not more than 32 GB. Whereas the NTFS support 2 terabytes. Okay, NTFS support 2 terabytes and more than 2 terabytes. Generally, it is a old Windows XP time. It is 2 terabyte. Now it is more than 2 terabytes. And also NTFS having some features. Security feature. What is security? I have a file. I will show you the security. So I am trying all these things. To try all these things. So I am going to show you security. For example, I have a file like this, right click. File or a folder, no problem. It is security. In this security, can you see read, write, full control. Allow, deny. Meaning is you allow a user to read file but not write. It means user can able to read it but cannot able to modify. If you give a permission, okay, user can able to both read as well as write. So then automatically user can able to modify the file. If in case given like this, deny. Read and write is deny. It means user cannot access the file. You given like this, read, write, deny. Read allow, write, deny. Means user can able to read the file, cannot read the file but cannot able to write. Okay, I didn't change anything. So that is called a ACL. Another name is called ACL or a security in Windows. ACL or a security is yellow or deny read write permissions. Okay, read write permissions. Okay, giving permission either yellow permission or a deny permission. Where you like yellow read, yellow write, or a deny write. Okay, deny read like this. Okay, so it is a read and write permissions. That is in the NTFS file system. Okay, because it's a NTFS, I can able to see that one. Encryption, we can encrypt the data so then other users cannot access without certificate. If you encrypt the file, you need a certificate to access this data. That is encryption. Compression, we can compress the data so then we can save more space. Indexing, we can search the file, right? So here you can go and search for a file and we are getting very faster result because of data is indexed. Last one is quota. It is a not just quota, it is a disk quota. It is a disk quota. For example, you have a, for example, 200 GB, the drive is there. Your D drive is 200 GB. Two users are there, user 1, user 2. User 1 is a admin. User 2 is just standard user. What I've said, this second user, I said you can only store 20 GB data. You can only store 20 GB data in the drive. You cannot store more than 20 GB in this total 200 GB. So its disk is 20 GB only. This disk is only 20 GB only. Okay. And look at here, this is 20 GB data. So this is a disk quota, means user 2, for user 1 it is a 200 GB. And user 1, what he done for user 2, he said it is 20 GB drive. So you can store up to 20 GB data inside. That is called a disk quota. Okay. So this is a your NTFS, TFS related. FAT related. It is no. FAT do not have these features, and FAT support maximum 32 GB. Still we are using FAT in SD cards. But in olden days, SD cards are 1 GB, 2 GB, 500 MB, 32 MB sizes are there. 2 GB, 3 GB, 4 GB, 1 GB, 2 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB drives are there. But nowadays, SD cards, they are available up to 2 terabytes. 2 terabyte of SD card is also possible. Okay, I have up to 256. Up to 256 I have. Okay, so FAT support 32 GB maximum size. So our SD cards are more than 32 GB. Then there is an alternate solution is exFAT. exFAT. So if you check your mobile phone, if in case you put a memory card, if it is more than 32 GB, even less than 32 GB also, it is exFAT. Okay. So another file system, resilient file system is also there. In Linux, we have a file system ext, ext3, ext4 kind of stuff. There is a file system while you are sharing the files. For example, you have a system, computer is there. The computer, this is the data, this computer. I want to share, so then this person can able to access the data or synchronize the data. So they can use a file system called a NFS file system. That is called a network file system. Or you can use CIFS, Common Internet File System, also called as SAMBA. Your DVD, UDF, Universal Disk Format, CDFS, CD. Okay, yes, these are the file systems, different file systems, and I explain NTFS also. Because this is NTFS, you can see. This is NTFS, this is FAT32. See security, quota, compress, index are not there in the FAT. Not there in the FAT. Can you see? Where is security? Where is quota? Where is compress? Where is index? So that is the difference between FAT and NTFS. So this is about your partitioning and file system. Okay. And last class I told about disk management. We can use diskpart command and disk mgmt.ms. Initialize the disk, offline, online kind of stuff. I didn't tell you that. This is I told partition, new partition, shrink, extend. We have little time, so then yeah, I will give you introduction to operating system also. See, here it is. In a storages, based on the access, based on the location and access. So we divided storage types are DAS, NAS, SAN. DAS, NAS, SAN. Direct attached storage, network attached storage, storage area network, storage area network. Okay. So what is this direct attached storage? We attach, it is a local storage, internal hard disk, internal SSDs, or a dash type of connectivity. Network attached storage means there is a storage bay. Inside a storage bay, there is a folder. We shared a folder, so other devices can able to access the data. For example, some remote location. Think like in my remote location. My remote location, I have a data. So I'm accessing that data from my PC. Okay. So how? Through network. Okay. I'm accessing from my PC. Okay. So there's a data I'm accessing from my PC. See this? This is the data it is shared. I'm going through. What are the files? Okay, picture everything. I can able to see. Yes, it is. This is my data. I can add the data. I can do it. All the things based on the permissions given. Okay. So that is called as sharing. Means a system contains the data and other system will access the data called as sharing. Use sharing protocols only here, CFS, NFS. It is a centralized storage. It is a centralized storage. Means this is the storage bay. In this one data stores from every person will access the data through the network from this storage bay. They can store the data, they can access the data also. So NAS is a network attached storage, centralized storage, use sharing protocol like a NFS and CIFS. This is NAS diagram. This is a SAN diagram. SAN, storage area network. Storage area network. It is highly redundant. It is a centralized only, but not right in here. It is a centralized storage. Access through network fiber channels. It's a block level storage and it is an enterprise solution. More points are not added. One more point is there. It is highly redundant. It is more redundant, like a mesh topology. If you see this one, guys, it is a mesh topology we create. Mesh topology. Okay. Why mesh topology? A switch is down. Still, you have to able to access. A server is down. Still, you have to access. Storage bay is down. Still, we have to access. Okay. So that's a more redundancy is there. It is an enterprise solution. It is very complex to create. It is a complex. It is a complex one. Block level storage. Okay, they use a fiber channel because lot of in enterprises, lot of data transmission is there. Centralized storage, of course. NAS and SAN are centralized storages. NAS access through normal Ethernets. Normal Ethernet sharing protocols only NFS CIFS. It is a file level storage. It is a file level storage. Directly you can able to access files called a file level storage. SAN, centralized storage, of course, as a NAS. It uses fiber channels to access the network, fiber channel kind of connectivity. It is an enterprise solution. It is a block level storage. Highly redundancy is there. Okay. Next, what is block level storage, guys? Yeah, like you're accessing like a hard disk. Okay, not as a file. Entire disk you are accessing. Entire disk you are accessing. See, this is a file level access. Here is a file, and you are accessing a file level access. Okay. S3 bucket is the AWS S3. AWS S3 is a object level access. Okay. So NFS, CAFS are this NAS. Use NFS or CFS mainly sharing type. So this is the data, you're accessing the data here called a file level access. For example, you're attaching a drive directly, your drive. Okay, you're attaching a drive. So my personal storage is there. This is contains a LUN. I am attaching to my physical machine. So original data is stored here. It is look like it is attached as a local disk. This is called a block level storage. File level storage, block level storage. I said no, AWS bucket S3, object level storage. Okay, elastic block storage. Block storage. Guys, while listening, things look like in very normal. If you know the basics, you can, when you're learning other things, it is very useful. Okay. Some people said, oh, you don't understand anyway, why should we listen? It is S3 bucket, EVS, elastic block storage. It is a block level storage. Okay, EFS. Okay, file system, file level storage, like NFS. Okay, so these are all connected on this. Their different name, here it is different. Okay, that's it. So about hard disk, SSD, partitions, file systems, and of course NAS, DAS kind of stuff also. Okay, I think we discussed basic thing about boot processing. I think so. Okay, otherwise we'll discuss tomorrow. Just take 5 minutes break, guys. 5 minutes enough, I think so. I will tell about a operating system.
Okay, sir.
Just 5 minutes.